Let me tell you something that most people don't realize. Silence is not emptiness. It's power, contained, concentrated, and deeply focused. We live in a world that glorifies noise. Everyone is talking, everyone is posting, everyone is trying to prove something to strangers they don't even know. But here's the truth. You cannot find yourself in noise. You only lose yourself there. Because noise demands attention. It feeds your ego. It distracts you from your own voice, the one that whispers instead of shouts. And that voice is the one that tells you who you really are. When you start focusing on yourself, you'll notice something strange. The world around you begins to quiet down. People who once seemed loud begin to fade. Opinions stop mattering. Validation stops feeling necessary. That's when real clarity begins. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean being selfish. It means protecting your energy from being scattered. It means choosing not to pour yourself into every argument, every distraction, every battle that doesn't build you. You begin to see that not everything deserves your attention. Not every invitation deserves your yes. Not every noise deserves your reaction. The loudest person in the room might look confident, but confidence isn't loud. It's calm. It's the ability to move forward without applause, to grow without recognition, to be content knowing that you're improving quietly without needing anyone to notice. Silence is a form of mastery, because when you're silent, you observe, you listen, you understand. And that understanding gives you power. Power over your emotions, power over your reactions, power over your direction. When you stop explaining yourself to people, you regain control of your peace. Because not everyone deserves to know your plan. Some people want updates just to measure your progress, not to support it. That's why silence is protection. It shields your dreams from being drained by the wrong conversations. Every big transformation starts in private. The strongest bodies are built in quiet gyms. The sharpest minds are trained in solitude. The most peaceful souls are formed in silence. And when you finally step out, people think it happened overnight. But you know, it took years of quiet work, hours of invisible effort, days when no one clapped, but you kept going anyway. Let me remind you of something powerful. When you go silent, people will notice. They'll start wondering what happened to you. They'll try to interpret your silence. They might even think you've given up. But that's okay, because while they're guessing, you're growing. While they're talking, you're building. While they're distracted, you're transforming. Silence confuses the shallow, but it empowers the wise. You don't need to broadcast your next move. You don't need to announce your healing. You don't need to post your every step. Because real change doesn't crave attention, it craves alignment. Your purpose doesn't need to be understood by everyone. It just needs to be lived by you. So stay silent when you're growing. Speak only when your words add value. And let your results speak louder than your voice ever could.
Here's the truth about focus. It's not about doing more. It's about doing less, but doing it better. Every distraction steals a piece of your progress. Every argument pulls you away from your goals. Every unnecessary conversation leaks your energy. You have to protect your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. Your focus determines your future. What you give attention to grows. So if you give your energy to comparison, you'll grow insecurity. If you give your energy to discipline, you'll grow strength. The difference between who you are and who you could be is where your focus lives. And here's something most people never learn. Isolation is not loneliness. Sometimes the universe will isolate you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. It's in solitude that you meet yourself. It's in silence that you learn what you really need. It's in stillness that you realize how much noise was controlling you. The time you spend alone, working, reflecting, improving, is not wasted time. It's investment. And the return on that investment is freedom. Freedom from opinions. Freedom from comparison. Freedom from needing permission to be who you are. You don't owe the world updates. You don't need to prove your progress. You don't have to justify your peace.
Your growth will be visible soon enough. It will show in your actions, in your posture, in your energy. It will show in your results. And when that happens, the same people who ignored your silence will have no choice but to listen. They'll ask how you did it. They'll ask where you've been. And you'll simply smile because you know the answer. You stayed focused. You stayed silent. You built yourself in the dark. So from today forward, protect your peace like it's sacred. Guard your goals like they're treasures, and hold your silence like it's power, because it is. You don't need to be seen to be successful. You don't need to be loud to be heard. You don't need to be understood to be at peace. Just keep moving, keep growing, keep evolving, quietly. And one day you'll look around and realize the silence that once felt lonely became the very thing that built your strength. Because in that silence, you found yourself. In that silence, you became unstoppable. In that silence, you became free. Focus on yourself. Stay silent. Move with purpose. And let your waves of clarity guide you home. This is Alex Vantage. And remember, silence isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Stay focused, stay grounded, and move in clarity.